In the glitz world of fame and fortune, where celebrities often bask in the spotlight, there is a lesser known, darker side of their lives that occasionally emerges. Some celebrities feel compelled to showcase a rebellious, carefree persona hidden from the public eye by indulging in hard drugs, alcohol, or marijuana. They may incorporate these vices into their music or turn to substances to cope with the pressures of stardom. Unfortunately, this seemingly glamorous lifestyle often ends in tragedy, as some celebrities find themselves ensnared by the very substances they once glorified in their music and in their lifestyles, leading to the loss of their wealth, careers, and even their lives due to substance abuse. In this episode, we expose the stories of several notable Kenyan celebrities who've lost everything, including their lives, due to drug and alcohol addiction.
Hello, my name is Chief Okuzo from Plug TV.
Number 1. Drygin Frakaz. Our first tragic tale revolves around the duo of Drygin and Frakaz, who burst onto the scene in the early 2000s with their hit song Kimani Mwaura.
Pressure out there today.
Hailing from the Eastlands neighborhood of Nairobi, a region notorious for its connection to crime and drug use, Drygin Frakaz didn't shy away from depicting the typical Eastlander lifestyle in their music. However, as their fame skyrocketed, a darker cloud of addiction began to loom over one of them, Drygin. Much like his name, which alluded to a highly concentrated alcoholic beverage, Drygin found himself ensnared by alcohol and couldn't break free from its grip. Tragedy struck in 2008 when Drygin succumbed to a liver problem that was ignited by his alcoholism, leaving Frakaz behind. However, fate had another cruel twist in store. In the same year, Frakaz, whose name ironically means quarrel or altercation, was at a local bar enjoying some drinks. An altercation erupted between Frakaz and some unidentified individuals in the bar, resulting in a brutal beating according to reports. Tragically, Frakaz lost his life that same year, succumbing to lung damage sustained during the violent bar incident. It is a chilling coincidence that their names seemed to foretell their fates. Drygin's demise linked to alcohol and Frakaz's life cut short by a quarrel in a bar. Number 2. Jimwat. If you are truly a fan of Kenyan music, especially the old school classics, you've probably heard the name Jimwat. His song Under 18 soared to the top of the charts between 2005 and 2007, cementing his status as a beloved figure in the music scene at that time. Jimwat's popularity attracted a legion of fans, particularly women, who flocked to his shows to catch a glimpse of their favorite celebrity in action. Some admirers went to a great length to get closer to him, but Jimwat struggled with confidence in these encounters. Most of his female fans wanted to hang around with him because he had the looks. As they say, he looked like a fine boy. And to overcome his shyness, he turned to alcohol, a coping mechanism he had picked up during his high school days. As Jimwat's fame continued to rise, he found himself in high demand, performing at various clubs and events weeks after weeks. Each appearance required him to engage with fans and admirers, leading to an increase in his alcohol consumption.
After under 18 kumwalk,
Mimi ndio wako Brooklyn 247 nini.
Okay.
Kuna attention mingi cause shows ni mingi. Limelight. Cause at the end of the day, hata time nimehandwa na karao, unajua ile mesumbuana na karao cause nilikuwa pia nachoma, nimejipata Central nini. So niko na hangover and everything, unajua ile bado wewe ni boy child anatesa. Unajua ukitesa maisha itakutesa. Unajua.
Eventually, alcohol became an integral part of his lifestyle, and he became addicted at the peak of his career. However, his life took a tragic turn when, after consuming alcohol one fateful day, he was involved in a near-fatal accident while driving home. This incident served as a wake-up call, prompting Jimwat to step away from his music career when he was at the pinnacle of the Kenyan music industry.
But wale watu walikuwa close to me, like my family, wali notice.
Okay.
Like negative changes more. Unajua? So ilibidi wameona vile nangada vibaya.
He sought help from friends and family, successfully completing rehabilitation for his alcoholic addiction. Since then, Jimwat's once soaring career has never been able to reclaim its former glory. Number 3. Joseph Kinuthia, widely known as Omosh. He stands out as one of Kenya's most gifted thespians, gaining fame through his role in the popular TV drama series Tahidi High. While Omosh was an established actor with a growing fan base, he harbored a secret he was reluctant to share, especially with the young individuals who admired him. He was a chronic alcoholic. Omosh attributed his addiction to his upbringing, where he was surrounded by family members who consumed alcohol as if it were their last moments on earth. His introduction to alcohol came during his teenage years in Nyeri County. He recalled saying, "While still a teenager in Nyeri County, I was already experimenting with alcohol due to peer pressure and the fact that I grew up in a society where many people, including my relatives, consumed various substances, including alcohol," he said. However, it was his acting career that ignited his alcoholism, as he received free drinks from fans and frequented clubs where he was generously treated to alcohol by admirers who enjoyed his company. Omosh reached a point where he would consume up to 10 bottles of alcohol in a day, hardly feeling its effects. He candidly admitted, saying, "As an actor in Tahidi High, I used to drink 10 beers on a daily basis without feeling any effect. Being a public figure, I would often frequent parties, functions, or clubs upon invitation by friends or various organizations who offered free drinks," he said. Yet the old adage that says too much of something is poisonous caught up with Omosh, and he faced a stark choice between his acting career and his deteriorating health due to alcoholism. He made the courageous decision to seek help by voluntarily entering a rehabilitation center. "I willingly took myself to the rehab, where I spent 3 months undergoing treatment and counseling. During that time, I also reflected on my life, my family, my future, and my health, realizing the need for change," Omosh recounted. The specter of his own mortality loomed large during this time in rehab, motivating him to transform himself into a better person. The next time Omosh appeared in the public eye, it was to ask for assistance from well-wishers, as he revealed that he had lost hope and was grappling with financial difficulties. Kenyans rallied behind him, generously contributing funds and even constructing a house for him. However, Omosh's celebrity status seemed to have dimmed, and he became embroiled in a series of controversies, accused by his own benefactors of taking their generosity for granted. Strikingly, to this day, Omosh has not taken up residence in the house that was gifted to him, leaving us all wondering what went wrong in his journey to recovery. Number 4. Kimani Mwaura. A once promising media personality whose journey can be described as a roller coaster ride from rags to riches and back to rags. Kimani first gained recognition as a talented media figure in Kenya, making appearances on various shows while working with the Nation Media Group's NTV. However, it was during his stint at Royal Media Group Citizen TV that his star truly ascended, thanks to his hosting of the popular show Broken News, which captivated audience 5 years ago. But in 2020, Kimani's life took a dark turn as he turned to the use of marijuana, a decision that would ultimately dismantle his thriving career. He cited the need to find solace amidst life's challenges as his reason for resorting to weed. What makes Kimani's story particularly bizarre is his initial experience with marijuana, which led him to hallucinate and imagine sexual encounters with a mysterious woman.
So, in February of 2020, I began smoking marijuana. Out of stress, I was stressed up with work, and many things were happening in my life. So, I decided to start smoking weed. And at that time, I already knew that smoking weed was giving me a lot of problems that I didn't understand. Because I was so eager to talk to this woman, I would go lock myself in the car, still at the parking lot at work, and smoke weed, and then get really high, see this woman, she would come, the whole pleasure thing, and then I would now continue home.
His condition deteriorated to the point where he sought help at a psychiatric hospital, where he was diagnosed with an acute psychotic episode. As time passed, Kimani's addiction spiraled further, culminating in a diagnosis of bipolar mood disorder.
But I'm seeing totally different things. So that's schizophrenia. So what happens is I started getting outside of reality, like seeing things that other people are not seeing. So that's schizophrenia. So what they diagnosed me with was and the first diagnosis was an acute psychotic episode. So the word acute means very intense.
Even after being discharged from the hospital and leaving his career as a journalist at Citizen TV behind, Kimani's struggle with mental illness persisted. Most recently, a distressing live Instagram session lasting over 6 hours raised concerns among his followers, indicating a possible relapse. Today, Kimani's once shining star as an established media personality seems to be fading away, and he hasn't been active on social media of late. Nakwambia. And anyway, Mona, the usage of drug, man, you need to be watching out there. Too much of something is poisonous. Anyway, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in our comment section. That is it for now. Thanks for watching. Let's meet next time. Bye-bye.